Today's panel highlights 9 amazing youth that have attended or currently attend a program during out-of-school time hours. Our first youth panelist is Stephanie. Stephanie is 10 years old and a rising 5th grader. She has attended Hyde 21st Century Community Learning Center for after-school and summer programming for the last 5 years. Next up, we have Francis, who is also 10 years old. Francis is going to the 5th grade this fall and has participated in the Chilean Math Center and after-school program for a year. Kelsey is 11 years old and a rising 6th grader. Kelsey attends Prime Time, which is a part of the Cumberland County Schools. She has participated in Prime Time before school, after school, and during the summer for the last 6 years. Next up, we have Stefan, who is 17 years old. Stefan is going to the 12th grade in the fall. He attended Wake County Public Schools before and after school, as well as Fantastic Kids for 7 years. Our next youth panelist is Stefan's younger brother, Stephen. Stephen is 14 years old and a rising 9th grader. Like his brother, Stephen attended Wake County Public Schools before and after school, as well as Fantastic Kids for 7 years. Madison is 11 years old and a rising 6th grader. For the last 2 years, she has attended the Spark After School program. Our next youth panelist is William, but he prefers to go by the nickname LJ. He is Madison's younger brother. LJ is 10 years old and a rising 5th grader. Like his sister, he has attended the Spark After School program for the last 2 years. Next up is Brindley. She is 8 years old and a rising 3rd grader. She has attended the Matamuskeet 21st Century Community Learning Center After School program for 2 years. Our final youth panelist is Stella. Stella is 10 years old and a rising 5th grader. She has attended the Spark After School program for a year. Youth panelists, thank you for your willingness to share your insight with us based on your experiences in after school, before school, and summer programs across the state. We are excited to learn from each of you. In addition to our youth panelists, it is an honor to introduce our Youth Voices panel moderator, Amber Rupinta. Our moderator is often stopped on the street with people saying, "Hey, aren't you my news lady?" And she is. For almost 17 years, Amber Rupinta has been at ABC 11. She did the morning show going to work at 3:30 a.m. For 10 years, and now gets a lot more sleep, anchoring the evening news at 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. each day. Amber became a journalist because she's curious. Also, growing up in a big family of 8 kids, her sister suggested she become a reporter because she was a nosy kid who always asked a lot of questions. She now enjoys recapping the news each day to her husband and 2 sons who are 11 and 13. Amber, thank you for your willingness to serve as the moderator of our first ever Youth Voices panel. Your commitment to North Carolinians, and especially our youth, is remarkable, and we are thrilled to have you. Without further ado, let the Youth Voices panel begin. Take it away, Amber.
Thank you, Dr. Fleming, and good morning. Welcome, everybody. Let's just give a wave if your cameras are on so we can all acknowledge that we are gathered this morning. Very excited to talk to this great panel of 9 from all across North Carolina, a lot of different ages. So I want to just jump right into it. We know that after-school programs are so important and influential in your lives, and building confidence and giving you the bridges that you need to help reach your goals. So I want to start with our panel, and we can start with Stephanie. I guess if you want to chime in here, Stephanie F., we'll start with you. What is your favorite part of your after-school or summer program?
So in summer program, we did a lot of pottery in the afternoons. That was probably my favorite part because we could really express our creativity in that party.
You broke up a little, but I just want to recap. You said pottery. You did a lot of pottery, so you must be a very creative. It's a good creative outlet for you. Francis, do you have a favorite part of your after school or summer program? And anyone on the panel, if you want to chime in, you can send a chat if there's a certain question that you want to answer as well. But Francis, what's your favorite part of your after school or summer program?
Hi, this is Francis. My favorite parts of the program are STEM, math, and reading. We have a lot of games and competitions while learning. In STEM, we dissected frogs and made ice cream.
How did you feel about dissecting those frogs?
It was kind of gross and interesting at the same time.
Do you know what you want to do for your future career? I know you're only 10.
Yes, I want to be a NASA scientist so I can work on rockets.
Kelsey J, could you tell us your favorite part of your after-school program? Francis, I said you're well on your way to becoming that since you're doing so much STEM after school as well, so keep it up.
Hi, this is Kelsey, and my favorite part of my after-school program is just being able to see my friends, because at the start of the pandemic, we couldn't really speak to our friends as much, so I really liked speaking with my friends.
Yeah, that was something that affected so many young people around the nation, around the globe. But that's what we're hearing a lot, especially now as they're starting to talk about school starting again. So many people just saying that they really miss interacting with their friends. Stefan, are you on? You want to tell us your favorite part?
Yes, ma'am. Hello. My name is Stefan, and while I attended before and after care programs as well as summer camps, my favorite part would probably be the field trips and like the excursions. You know, just being able to see different things and, you know, learn about, you know, something different each day, and, you know, every day is something new. So that's what I really enjoy.
Yeah, and so you're 17. You're one of the older panelists here. So that the hands-on experiences that you're getting probably really really impacts you as well, especially at 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about your brother, Steven? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am. This is Steven, and really one of the best things that I felt was in the after-school program and the before-school program was the fact that we get to, kind of like Kelsey said, we get to talk, and the fellowship is just amazing because sometimes you get to meet new people and find out stuff that you didn't know about them before. So it's pretty cool doing that.
Yeah, it seems like because when you're in school too, it's so scheduled and regimented, you don't get a lot of that free time to kind of bond with your friends the way you do when you can let loose a little bit after school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's important. Madison, how about you?
Hi, this is Madison, and my favorite thing about my after-school program was the NASA project because we had to cooperate with our friends and to show what we have.
So you love the group collaboration of an after-school program?
Yes.
Nice, that's really important. William, M,
This is
how about you?
This is William, and my favorite one is where we used to sit at each desk, and we had each station, and each hour we used to switch and kept doing stations. Over there we used to do homework and all that.
You should note that Madison, William, and Stella, is that you? Raise your hand, Stella, right? All of you all are in the Spark. That's why you're all together on this morning. So I'll jump over to you, Stella. What's your favorite part?
My favorite part of the after-school program was we got to do science experiments and do stuff with friends.
I think we're having a little trouble hearing you, Stella. Louder.
My favorite part of the after-school program is where we got to do crafts and do science projects with friends.
Crafts and science projects. That does sound like a lot of fun. Brinley, you're the ninth panelist here, so I want to make sure, especially for this first question, that we get everybody to answer. So Brinley, what about you? Your favorite part of your after-school or summer program?
My favorite part is when we get to play games on the computer and go outside and play.
Sounds like a lot of people just love the freedom that you get in an after-school program, especially after a long day at school when we're all working hard. So that seems like the running theme there. The takeaway from that is just the ability to be creative, to bond with your friends, and to also sometimes just let off some steam, right? Now let's talk about one of your favorite memories from your program. Brinley, since you just finished up the last question, can you lead us off with that?
My favorite memory is probably with my friend and me. We did multiplication together.
Multiplication, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Nice. You like math?
Yeah.
That's great. That's a wonderful thing to be into. Let's go back to our friends from Spark. Stella, what's some of your favorite memories? And you three can just kind of go around your table since you're all together here.
My favorite memory was building some structures with Maddie. This is Madison, and my favorite memory was the project that we used to do. This is LJ, and my favorite project was when we used to do bubble experiments. We used to make our own bubble thing where we can try to blow it out and make it a different shape.
Ooh, that sounds cool. Not bubble gum though. No, not bubble gum. Stephen, how about you? One of your favorite memories from your program? And then Stefan, you can just follow Stephen.
So one of my favorite memories from being in that before and after school program at Fantastic Kids, it was really like every couple Fridays we would go to the roller rink, we would go to Jelly Beans, and we would just skate, have fun. Sometimes we would play tag around. We would just play tag around the rink, and it was always fun just letting loose and just creating memories.
My name is Stefan, and one of my favorite memories also with Fantastic Kids would probably be when we had a career day. So we would go to the fire department, police department, various local businesses, and it just really gave me insight on what I possibly would like to be when I grow up.
That's very cool. So Stephen, for you, it seems like the field trips, the change of scenery is great. Stefan, do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
I like to major in business and business marketing and management. So looking to continue to own my own business, because right now I currently have a little lawn care business that I started since COVID-19. So just learning on a small scale how to run a business. So when I get older, I can learn how to run it on a bigger platform.
That's excellent. So you got an entrepreneurial bug, especially during COVID. How are you doing? Are you busy?
Yes, ma'am. I'm very busy. Actually, supposed to be cutting some lawns later on today. So. Well,
just stay hydrated because it's so hot.
Yeah.
It's so hot. That is very inspiring. Kelsey, we have Kelsey Francis and Stephanie F. that we want to hear from about your favorite memories. We'll start with Kelsey.
Hi, Kelsey here. And one of my favorite memories is when we had like Spirit Week and then there was a crazy Friday and then we all got to wear whatever crazy costume we wanted. And one of the primetime counselors, they wore like a green suit, like you know how they have like the complete green suit to where you're completely covered in green. She wore that and she was acting really funny.
So it's like an early Halloween costume. Francis, how about you?
Hi, this is Francis, and my favorite memory in the program was when I became the champion of the ping pong tournament.
What? That's amazing. Have you been playing a lot of ping pong in this quarantine as well? That's a good way to pass the time.
Ma'am.
Show us your skills. Very cool. Stephanie, how about you?
So after Hurricane Dorian, we got invited to this camp called Afterschool camp. So over there we learned a lot about, we did a lot of STEM projects outside and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, hands-on projects always seem to be an amazing teaching tool. Hands-on, group, and especially throwing a little ping pong in there never hurt, right, Francis? Yeah. All right, so I know that we were all affected by COVID-19 or coronavirus. Many programs closed, after-school programs closed. If yours closed, let's talk about what you missed the most. If your program remained open, did anything change? And kind of tell us your experience about when coronavirus hit, if you did have to take a detour in your after-school program. Stephanie, we'll go ahead and start with you and we'll work our way back across the panel.
So my after-school program did continue, but this time we had to stay at home and they just brought bags to our house every week with different projects.
Now, did you miss it? That change, did it affect you a lot? I'm sure you missed the interaction with all the friends that you would see.
Yeah.
Would you say that was the biggest thing you missed?
Yeah.
It's not the same when you do it at home, is it?
No, not really.
Yeah. I know that a lot of people did take that pivot, but it's definitely missing a whole nother layer when you're at home. But it's better than nothing when you're at home. Francis, how about you? What happened to your program when coronavirus hit?
When coronavirus hit, the program still stayed open, but it just went online. But we still did math and reading and extracurricular things like PE, STEM, and chorus.
Now, did you find it hard to keep staying motivated when you were doing at home? Because I know my boys, when they get PE at school online, they start video gaming, and I have to walk in and tell them they have to go outside and set a timer. So did you find it difficult to stay motivated when you're on your own?
No.
Well, maybe you could teach my boys a thing or two about that. All right, Kelsey, how about you? What happened to your program?
At the start of the pandemic, my program did close, and what I missed the most about it was that we got to make slime all the time, and my parents aren't big fans of slime because it can get messy, and I have a 4-year-old brother, and he likes to play in it too. So.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of YouTube videos on how to make that slime, but yet a lot of parents aren't fans of it because it can be very messy. But apparently it's really addictive to play with as well. Stefan?
Since COVID-19 has hit, one of my current after-school activities, which is basketball, it is actually it really did shut down, obviously in North Carolina. So it's kind of been hard to go out and play with your friends and do different things like you would normally do, like go to a gym. And it's actually made me, do more things like around the house, like, finding out different projects to do, or, learning a new hobby or task, or, just really bettering myself.
Well, that's great. It sounds like you use the time to kind of explore maybe some new hobbies for yourself and starting a new business, which is always great to use that time. How about your brother, Steven?
So really, just like my brother said, it's really just a lot of finding things to do around the house since basketball shut down, after-school program shut down. So it's really all about staying occupied, going outside, playing, running, riding bikes. My dad, my brother, and I, we always find something to clean up or fix around the house. So really, it's basically like our house is brand new, so it's given us a lot of time to reorganize.
Did some projects, maybe cleaned out the garage. I know.
That was
Well, you guys are always,
did.
yeah, you're always welcome by our house if you run out of projects there. I can put you to work. Madison,
I'll keep that in mind.
move over to Madison.
This is Madison, and my Spark did close. The thing that I missed most was talking to my friends.
And Stella and William, if you guys want to chime in as well, since you guys are all in the same program.
This is William, and my after-school program closed, and my favorite thing was when it was time for recess, when I missed going outside and playing basketball with my friends. That's what I mean.
This is Stella, and our program did close when our school closed. And when it did, I missed playing church minutes with friends.
Yeah, there was a lot to be missed when those programs abruptly closed. So hopefully we'll be back to a normal situation soon. Brinley, last but not least with this question.
Yes, mine closed with the school, but they sent stuff home weekly for us to do.
Now, did you find it hard, or it was just different, right, to do those projects at home? But did you enjoy them? How did you feel about that?
It was really fun, but I really did miss interacting with others.
Yeah, I'm sure they missed you as well because it was a big change and it caught everybody off guard. So hopefully we'll be back to a normal soon, or at least we can do a new normal while they're still working on a vaccine for this virus. So let's talk about your future career goals and aspirations, everyone. Stefan, I know if you're okay, let's start with you because I know that you are doing some entrepreneurial things. So just kind of tell us what you aspire for the future, maybe growing your business?
Yes, ma'am. Wait, can you hear me? Okay, yes. So I'd actually like to continue to grow my lawn care business. Obviously, I'll be a senior this year, so hopefully I'll be able to hand the business over and, just continuing some more entrepreneurial skills. Even if it's in a different field of, maybe it may not be lawn care business, it could be sports or, whatever I'd like to do. But, just continue to learn those key business skills and ideas, to really learn how to be a great entrepreneur.
Well, I think you're going to do great things, especially using your time so wisely during this coronavirus. Stephen, how about you?
So my first plan, I wanna play basketball at the collegiate level and potentially go pro, but if that doesn't work out, I always have to have a backup plan. So I want to major in engineering, and then I want to minor in business, so I could potentially create a new product for the world, kind of like my brother said, entrepreneurship. And I'm always wondering, I'm like, why didn't somebody create this or why didn't somebody create that? And I'm hoping that one day I can be that person that could potentially create it.
That's so awesome. Yeah, that's what they say is the biggest inspiration for somebody to invent or become an entrepreneur is solving a problem or asking that question. Our Spark group, how about you all?
This is Stella, and my future career goal is to be a chef or a baker, and my goal is to make a finished dish that almost everyone will love.
Stella, you broke up a little. Could you just repeat? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. My future career goal is to be a chef or a baker, and my goal is to make a famous dish that almost everyone will love.
That's awesome. And that's the best way into someone's heart is to feed them. That's great. How about you, William and Madison?
This is William, and my future career goals is to be a famous NBA player, a famous singer, and rapper.
Entertainment. You love to be in front of a group. That's wonderful. That'll serve you well always in life. You'll be an amazing public speaker too, since you like that. Madison?
This is Madison, and my future career goal is to be a doctor to find a cure for cancer and to also be a scientist, but I don't think I know what I'm going to be a scientist about yet. It'll probably be NASA.
That is amazing, and you definitely can do that. You guys are well on your way. Just being the ages that you are and having that kind of goal and path to navigate down is amazing. 10, and 11, Madison, you are, so that's wonderful. Brinley, how about you?
I want to be a fashion designer and house designer, and if that doesn't work out, a hair stylist.
That's great. So it sounds like you're very creative. So that's a good way to get your creative outlets. Let's move on to the next question for Kelsey, Francis, and Stephanie. How can after school, and if you guys want to throw in there, because I skipped you for your career goals, throw in there quickly your career goals, and then we'll talk about how your after school and summer programs help you achieve those goals and aspirations. Kelsey, let's start with you.
After school, at my after school program, we usually have talent shows, so that could help me because I would like to be an actress on Disney Channel possibly, and so basically the talent shows I could act and stuff, and that could help me to achieve my goal.
That's wonderful. You know, Disney actually owns ABC 11, the TV station where I work, so technically I'm a cast member. So you can join me one day as a cast member. Francis, you already talked about your career goals, but let's repeat them and talk about how your program is going to help you achieve them.
Hi, this is Francis, and I want to be a NASA scientist and create rockets. And the way my after school can help me is, well, we have a lot of STEM activities in my after school, so that could help me with different stuff. And I want to participate in the NASA challenge this year.
Well, you do that and let us know how it goes, right? So maybe we can put you on the news because that's quite amazing. Did you see today they were doing a launch to Mars this morning? Did you happen to catch that?
No, ma'am.
I missed it too because I was getting ready for the panel, but you'll be able to see it all day on the TV. I think it ended up taking off. All right, Stephanie, how about you?
So I would like to be some type of artist, and so after school or summer program, we usually have something to do with art or painting anything related to that.
We need more artists for sure. That's wonderful, and the creativity is amazing as well. I want to move on to the next question because I want to leave time at the end here. There's some folks in the chat that are giving some questions, so I want to make sure we leave enough time so we can get to those as well. What advice do you have for your after-school or summer program staff? Is there anything that you would like them to maybe add to your program, or you have a wish list that you would like to see? Anything at all that you would like for them to know? Stephanie, we'll start with you and we'll work our way back across to Francis and then Kelsey, if you guys just want to go in that, those three go in a row. Stephanie?
I don't really have advice for my after-school program. I think they're doing great right now.
Francis, how about you?
Hi, this is Francis, and I would tell them to add more sports like basketball and soccer and have more field trips.
How about ping pong? Oh, you're already the king of that, so you don't need to add that. Kelsey?
I'm Kelsey, and I'm hoping that they could add at least 30 minutes of screen time for our electronics, because we can't use them at all right now. And also that would help because sometimes we might have after school activities, so we couldn't finish our homework. So, and it'd also be fun to play some games too.
All right, those are good suggestions. Stephanie, I'm sure your folks, your after school team is going to be glad to hear that you think they're doing a wonderful job. Brinley, how about you?
I think they need to add more crafts and art and field trips.
Yeah, that would be awesome. The field trips seem to be quite popular. Stephen and Stefan were saying that. Stephen, Stefan, you want to chime in here next?
Hello, my name is Stefan, and I would say for my after-school program to continue to just provide a platform, for our youth to, express and showcase their talents, and then venture out into, and meet and connect with different people in different fields, with whatever they would like to do.
So it seems that you really like the networking aspect, which would make sense because you are 17 and you're thinking about college and majors and your future and things like that. So that's wonderful. And then Stephen, how about you?
Really, only advice I have for my after-school program is just to keep doing what they're doing, just keep thinking about the kids, thinking about what they want to do, just always keeping it about them and keeping in mind that not everybody is built the same, everybody has a different mindset, and just have to keep that in mind and learn from it and push forward.
Very good. Let's head over to our Spark friends, Stella, Madison, and William. You guys have any advice?
This is William, and the advice I think I should give them is to add color and stuff on the bookshelf and make the room in the library colorful.
So make it a little brighter, you're saying? Maybe add a little paint or some art on the wall?
Yeah. This is Madison, and the advice I have for my after-school program is more challenging projects.
That's it. That's good advice.
This is Stella, and I think our after-school program should have more science projects, and we should have some field trips.
The field trips seem to be a running theme that people love with their after-school program, so that's great. All right, moving on to the next question. Using one word, how would you describe your after-school or your summer program? I'm going to start with the Spark folks since we just finished up with you all.
This is Stella, and one word I would use to describe this after-school program is creative, because we do a lot of creative stuff. This is Madison, and one word I would describe my after-school program is fun. This is LJ, and I will describe my after-school program as perseverance, because it helped me to push forward.
Wonderful. That's a good way to describe it. How about you, Stephen and Stefan?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, I'll go. I'll say one word that I can use to describe my after-school program could be motivational, and I'll say that because I see older people and maybe counselors or teachers or coaches just seeing so much in me and in other youth, and it just gives me that drive to really go out and achieve the goals that I know and the things that I know that I can do.
This is Steven, and the one word I would use to describe the before and after school program is optimistic, because they're always thinking about the future, like what do you guys want to do tomorrow, what can we do this week, this day, the next day, and they're always just thinking about what they can do to make the program better.
Those are awesome answers and really good feedback for your programs. Brindley, how about you? One word to describe your after school or summer program.
Inspirational, because it inspires me to keep working on my dreams and never give up.
Sounds like I could use an after school program in my life. These are pretty amazing. We need to start an adult after school program, after work program. Kelsey, Francis, and Stephanie, you're on deck. So we'll start with you, Kelsey.
I'm Kelsey, and one word that I would use to describe my after-school program is engaging, because with all the activities that they choose, they're so fun, and I just want to do more of them even when they're done.
Wow, that was a great answer, Kelsey. Francis?
I have the same answer as Kelsey, engaging, because we have a lot of different activities in like STEM and PE.
Awesome. Francis, I love that. And Stephanie?
For the one word that I would describe my program is dependable, since when we come in the afternoon, we always have this board that says what we're going to do in the day.
That's great. So the routine of it for you, and you know you can always count on them, and that's exactly what they want to hear, the folks that work so hard to make these after-school programs run and work. And so some of the words: optimism, perseverance. I love it. These are great words to describe your after-school program. So we wanted to take some questions that have been coming in the chat. We've been seeing some of these questions. And one of the things, just because we're all going through COVID, and I know it impacted so many of you with your after-school programs and changing, what are your thoughts about experiencing this as a young person? In our newsroom, we often talk about and wonder, we ask a lot of questions, and only time will tell our research, but we wonder if a lot of young folks may turn to science as a career or medicine, especially after going through something like this, where you are hearing so much and learning so much about a global pandemic and a very contagious virus. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Stephanie, let's start with you. What do you think about experiencing all this coronavirus pandemic?
Well, I think that we can learn from the mistakes that we have made from the coronavirus. And I think that it'll help us in the future.
That's a very good answer. That's wonderful. Francis, how about you?
The way Corona impacted me, well, when Corona hit and we were in quarantine, I was scared to go outside because I thought I would be infected, and I was worried about my family and if they would get the virus.
So you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot now. That's great. Kelsey?
The coronavirus was definitely different, and I wouldn't like to experience it because I know some family members who have caught it, and I would like to work on sanitation and stuff like that because it would just be cool, I guess.
Brinley, how about you? What have you learned through all of this?
That if you're away from people a long time, you really, really miss them.
Oh, I know. They miss you too. I'll tell you, that's a big thing a lot of people are saying. Hey, Spark Friends, can you guys tell us what you've learned throughout this? I mean, it's still going on, but just to hear from a young person perspective always puts it in perspective for adults as well. What have you learned through this?
This is William, and I learned that, like, being stuck in the house, quarantine, is a good time to come around and pray and hope the stuff get away. It's a good time to praise the Lord.
Well, I think you just melted everybody's heart with that answer, William. That was amazing. Madison, Stella, how about you all?
This is Stella, and since all this corona stuff is happening, I have been hoping that all of it will go away and everyone will be better and come around.
Yeah, we're all hoping that it will go away. And Madison?
This is Madison, and at first I was really, really scared because I thought that my family members was gonna get it and I wouldn't be able to see them again. But all I had to do was stay inside, and my family members are okay right now.
Well, we're glad to hear that. Stefan and Stephen, I want to get you guys in on this one, and then I have one more question after this.
My name is Stefan, and one thing that we can learn or that could change from COVID-19, I'd really be interested to see like what the next generation comes up with. And even though COVID-19 has negatively affected not just this nation but the globe, I think it really it's exposing the weaknesses, and it would just make everything better because we're seeing, man, we really lack this or that, and it's showing us where we really need to get stronger at so we can be better moving forward.
Wonderful answer, and that's very inspiring for especially adults to hear because you guys are the future leaders. I mean, even just how we're doing this panel, we all are doing new things and figuring out that we can do hard things, right? We can get through it. So, but yeah, like you said, there's going to be a lot of new technologies that come out of this, and focusing on the good and how it pushes us to move forward and innovate is a wonderful thing to focus on through such a terrible, terrible crisis. How about your brother, Stephen?
Really, I feel like the virus has changed the world for the better, honestly, because it's allowing us to wake up and see what we need to do as a community and as a country. in keeping everybody safe and learning how to deal with problems in the world. And I feel like the world is just going to be changed for the better because, you know, people are going to feel like they have to do more in the time that they have left because you honestly don't know how much time you have. Got a carpe diem, seize the day. Just really just making every moment last and just making the best of every situation.
For a 14-year-old, that is an amazing answer. And literally, make sure you tell your parents that I said that they're doing a wonderful job on you two boys. I have two boys, and I don't know that they would answer that way. Those are awesome answers. Our last question before we wrap up, I just wanted to, somebody chimed in a question on the chat. How do you think your after-school program helps your parents or your guardians? Does it allow them to work? Does it, let us know how you think it helps them out. And Stephen, we'll start with you, work our way back down.
Really, I feel like one way that it helps my parents is it. Well, my dad always says we always eat everything up in the house, so that's one thing. Because both my brother and I are growing. My brother's going on 6'3", and I'm still in my growing phase, so it helps with the family budget. And another thing is it helps a lot of parents. It gives them affordable care for their children, and it puts them in safe hands, so they're not out on the street causing mayhem and causing trouble. And it honestly, it could keep you on track, and it could help your parents out with trying to figure out what they can do, not exactly to raise you better, but what they see their kid can improve on.
Miss Emmer, can you repeat the question? Because something was happening.
Yes, yeah. How do you think your after-school program helps parents or your guardian by keeping you occupied after school? How do you think it helps them out as well?
I think it really can give them a sense of relief. Relief in knowing that they can go to work or work late or go to work early, and know that their kids are being taken care of, but not just like babysitting, but they're really learning things that they need to know, things that would really help better them in life and in school, and just give them the opportunity to express themselves and figure out who they want to be when they grow up and what they would like to do.
Definitely, and keeps them occupied as well and off the computer. I know that someone asked for more screen time at aftercare, but one of the things the parents love is that it does keep you off of a lot of extra screen time. But maybe it's something that you could earn in an after school program. Our Spark friends, how about you all? How do you think it helps your family, your parents, your guardians out when you're in these programs?
This is William, and it helped my mom, she go to work, and it helped her work more, so she won't really have to worry because we're at Spark.
Great. And
this is Madison, and it helps my mom because she's always worried about us staying home alone, and she knows that we're here, so we are okay, and we're safe over here, so she can work, because she can get off of work late. This is Stella, and it helps my parents. They don't have to look for a babysitter for me and my brother, and so we'll be at Spark, and we'll be learning stuff, not just sitting home all day watching TV and eating.
yeah, it helps parents a lot to know that they have a great place to go where they're really occupied. Brindley, how about you?
It helps my mom and dad work later because it just helps with the money, and they know that we're safe in our house.
Yes, very important. Kelsey, Francis, Stephanie, we're going to wrap it up, give you guys a chance to answer this, and that's going to be where we're going to have to leave our questions for today just because we're running out of time. So let's jump over to Kelsey, and then Francis, if you want to follow, and then Stephanie. How do you think that your after-school programs help your family, your parents, or your guardians out to know that you are in a good after-school program? Kelsey?
I agree with, basically it's the same question from before, right? Okay.
Right.
So I agree with what Stefan said, and it gives my parents like a peace of mind to know that I am safe, and she trusts the primetime counselors who are taking care of me, and also it provides consistency because my mom doesn't have to worry about like what days my after school programs are, because she knows that I always have the after school program at the end of the day. So
Francis, how about you? Good answer, Kelsey.
Hi, this is Francis, and my after school helps my mom work because she knows I'm doing something productive and I'm not just playing on my tablet.
That's really important. And Stephanie. Stephanie, are you there? I want to give you a chance to answer.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm with Kelsey, that our parents can really trust them and know that we're in a safe environment with them.
Well, those are all amazing answers. I'm going to leave it there for the questions because we are out of time, but I've really enjoyed my hour with all of you. You all are an amazing group of students and young people, and I don't get opportunities a lot like this, especially during COVID right now, to kind of get the feedback of the pulse of how our youth are doing through this. I really only hear it from my two kids, so I know what they think about it. But I'm really encouraged and inspired by all of you. Thank you for your time. Wonderful answers. And this was really, really a great hour. So thank you, Dr. Fleming, for inviting me. I did learn a lot from this today, and this is an important conversation to have, especially for our future leaders.
Absolutely. So special thank you to each of our amazing youth panelists, and to you, Amber Rupinta, for making our first Youth Voices panel a success. To our panelists, we loved hearing each of your unique perspectives, and encourage each of you to never be afraid to dream big and to keep your futures in focus.